Yeah, you know what time it is. No scripts, no filters, no fear. We said what we said and meant that. Off the record. Off the record. Yeah, we keep it real. No filters, shit, we say what we feel. Politics, stories, truth on display. Come on. We talk that talk in our own way. Off the record. Minion the God, let's go. Foxy 2 Roxy 3, she go hard.
I swear on everything, that is exactly what he said right here in the studio.
That is the funniest thing I have heard all week.
So hard. Busy with the facts she never missed. I said what I said, that's the twist. Off the record, yeah. Come and catch the vibe. Where real ones talk and the truth survive. Late night truth, we don't just speak. We pull the roots from what they keep. From pain to progress, we light the flame. No spin, no script, we call it by name. Minion bring the vision, Foxy bring the flame. Lizzie drop a cease, it'll never be the same. I said what I said, say it loud, no shame. We taking truth global, remember the name. No apologies, no disguise. Just soul and purpose in our eyes. We move with power, bold and free. Say it loud, you gon' feel this energy. This the realest show you ever saw. Off the record. We said what we said. Off the record. Yeah. Yeah. We said what we said. Off the record.
Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday to everybody. Welcome back to Off the Record. We're glad that you're able to join us today. I hope everybody is having a happy Saturday today. I said what I said, and I also have my co-host with me, Foxy 2 Roxy 3, Minion with the opinion. Is under the weather today, so it'll just be Foxy 2 Roxy 3 and myself doing the show. But hey, nevertheless, we still have a great show for you. And so I just like I said, welcome back to our channel. Now, if you're new here, we're glad that you're here. This is the channel where we keep things real. We talk about what matters, and we have honest conversations about what's going on today in today's politics. And so let me just go ahead and greet my co-host, Foxy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing awesome. Welcome to the podcast. Let's talk about it. It's going to be a great show. Hold on and buckle up. You're going to find out some very interesting things.
And buckle up you shall, okay?
All right.
Because, baby, let me tell you, some things is going on in this good old United States of America. Every time we turn around, we're having new shootings, we're having new arrests, we're having all type of chaos. And, with Agent Orange in charge, it's always something every day. And, I think he does this purposely just to, throw everybody off their game, because a lot of times I think he's sowing this chaos so you can look over here and not look over there. And in my opinion, all this shit is all roads lead to the Epstein files. So in my opinion, yeah, it's the Trumpstein files. This is all about the Trumpstein files and the Benjamins. Really, and Project 2025. That's basically what all this chaos and confusion is that's going around along in the country. Really, that's what all of this is really about. And so I just want to try to put it into perspective for you guys so you can try to figure out, like, I know you see the news and you're like, oh, no, not again. Like, what's really going on in America? Because right now, today, it looked like we don't really recognize America anymore. America is not what it used to be, and some things are staying the same, but a lot of things are changing, and it's like we're slowly but surely turning into a dictatorship, right? Or fascism. Okay. And
Okay.
so it's kind of reminded me, if you know your history, it kind of remind you of Hitler and Nazi Germany. Well, in my opinion, that's what Agent Orange is trying to turn America into, or, you know, maybe Putin, maybe trying to turn us into Russia, because you can't. It's like your freedom of speech is being taken away. Your freedom to protest is being taken away. The freedom to even do your job if you're a law enforcement, that's being taken away also. It's like, you can't even really do your job anymore without them coming without the Trump administration trying to rain down on you. Okay. And when I say law enforcement, I mean courts and judges. How many times have we heard him say that Jack Smith, which is the special prosecutor, that was assigned in the Biden administration to investigate Trump? How many times have he called that guy fraud? How many times have he called him a lie? How many times have he put down federal judges? He's put down the court system. He's just trying to sow doubt into every institution that America stands for. But we'll get into that into the show. Uh, so Foxy, why don't you greet our chat, and then and then we'll get the show started. We'll get this show on the road.
Okay. First, I want to say hello, Leo Lady 251. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Also, I want to say hello to Oregon City Street. How are you doing? Glad that you was able to join us. Then we want to introduce Vaughn, Vaughn the Madam. How are you, Vaughn? Thank you for joining us. Also, I want to say hello to Alleged Arcane. Welcome also. Okay, we have Sean 9703. Thank you for joining us. Also, we have, let me see here. Anybody else came in?
Look
Uh,
like somebody, Dickerson Mia underscore Mias is in,
yes,
and that's Shan. Welcome in, Shan. Thank you guys for joining us.
yes. Thank you
And
for joining us.
allegedly Arcane, thank you guys for joining us. And this Oregon city is Sassy Sue. So welcome in, ladies. We're so glad that you and happy that you can join us this afternoon for this provocative show that we're gonna get in this provocative information. And
Woo!
so Foxy, you don't see this Dixon underscore Mias, huh?
Yes,
You,
I
you see him in
like.
the chat now?
Yes, I see
Okay,
him.
because
That's
I
why.
just want to make sure that we include everybody, and I want to make sure that Foxy can see everybody that's in the chat. Um, because like Leo lady, I can't see her. I don't know. Foxy see her on her side, but I can't see Leo lady on my side for whatever reason, and I don't know what's going on. But nevertheless, I just want to ensure that we can recognize everybody and that we don't miss anybody. But yeah, it's a very thought provoking, provoking show today for me, because we're going to talk about, and let's go ahead and let me bring the oh
To
Lord,
enter into the record
hold on a
a
sec.
letter calling the
Let me bring this up on the stage here, and let me roll it back here, and I need to get my talking points up so that you can know what we're going to cover. And I don't see him. I don't see him. I don't see him. But anyway, um, tell you what I can do. hmm Trump always taco out. Um, give me 1 second, guys. I can do this another route. I can go another route with this. And I apologize for the delay. Um, and that's why come we need our super producer here, okay? Because now I'm having to being the super producer for a minute, and it's really not my forte. But at the end of the day, that's why it's good to know whenever you're on a team and whenever you're working with other people or what have you. It's always good to know what everybody is doing. So just in case somebody is not here, the show must
Mm-hmm.
go on, and you can still pretty much do what you need to do with or without your person. Um, without the producer, which is Minion, and everybody know he's the super producer. But basically, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give you a summary of what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about Trump always chickening out, and that's Taco. So I call him Taco Trump. We're going to talk about FAFO ICE protester invades a church, because you remember when Don Lemon got arrested last week, him and these other protesters went to this church and were protesting, and DHS tried to file charges on Don Lemon, but a federal judge struck it down, so he don't have to worry about that. But we got the protester, one of the protesters that was with Don Lemon, and he got a few nice choice words for Kristi Noem. Okay,
Okay.
we're gonna talk about ICE detaining a 5-year-old little boy. We're also going to talk about why nobody is bringing Maduro up. Because keep in mind, remember, y'all, we did abduct a whole president from another country, remember? I don't know if everybody forgot about Maduro, but remember Trump went over there, 3 weeks ago, and took Maduro from Venezuela?
Right.
Okay. So let's not forget about that. And the news cycle goes so fast, and everything is so much happening every day. A lot of things you may even forget about, stuff that happened last week, you know. And so we're also going to discuss why did most Americans vote for Trump? How's MAGA lost their base? I mean, has MAGA lost their base in the world? And is there a Nazi message in this administration? How many people has been terrorized by ICE or shot and killed by ICE? And then we have two representatives that's going to do speech on impeaching Kristi Noem. She's getting impeached as we speak. I guess Congress has had enough of her and her shenanigans, and so now they want to impeach her.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Foxy said, "Bye bye." You ready for her to go to me, Foxy?
Yes. Whew.
Yeah, yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready for her. I'm ready for her to go too. Now, all we ask is you can put whatever opinion that you have in the chat. We don't mind because everybody has the right to think what they want to think, say what they want to say. The only thing that we ask is that you don't attack anybody in the chat and you don't attack the panelists, but you're more than welcome to put your thoughts um, or opinions in our chat. And also, let's try to keep it cute, you know, and follow the YouTube guidelines, because YouTube will strike your comment if it gets too out of hand. And so sometimes we don't the moderators and the and us as content creators, we don't have a say so of what goes in the chat and what doesn't go in the chat, because YouTube also monitors your lives, and they will strike your comment if it's too outrageous or out there. And so I see a few more people have joined us, and that was the point of giving you guys a little, talking a little bit before we get the show started, because we don't want people to miss the show, and we want them to catch as much as the show as possible. But we are getting ready to start the presentation. So, like I said, let's buckle up, get ready, and here we go with the first video. And really, this is just my thumbnail of Trump being about America being cooked, and I feel like America's cooked. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's
probably
cooked.
won't get anything.
So the first slide, we're going to be talking about Trump in Davos. Y'all remember, I don't know if you remember or not, but earlier this week, our president went over to the World Economic Forum. And a lot of people are saying he embarrassed America. Now, I don't know if you watched him when he was doing his speech or if you watched any other forum that was going on. And also, he tried to shut Gavin Newsom down because Gavin Newsom went to the forum also. And so he was trolling Trump while he was over there. So he was supposed to give a speech in front of all the world leaders, and Trump shut him down because, of course, he got thin skin, and he doesn't like it when people don't agree with him. And he'll try to shut you down when you try to speak your opinion. Use your First Amendment right. Freedom of speech. He doesn't. I don't think he believes in America processes anymore. In my opinion.
No,
And
because he's king. He wants to be king, and so our process don't apply to him. What he said is only thing that applies.
Oh, okay. Well, also too, remember he was talking about Greenland, right? How we were going to conquer Greenland and we need to buy it and they need to come on board, and he'll give them $100,000, each resident, if we can go ahead and acquire Greenland or what have you. And really, this is him giving his speech at the economic forum. So I just want to, I want you guys to see um, your grifter in chief and his great speech that he has going on here. This is our American president representing us as the United States in front of all of these world leaders. Here we go.
Unless I decide to use excessive strength and force where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made, because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it. We could.
Now, this is the brander in chief. I won't use force. I can use force, but I won't use force. And the whole thing about it is with this dude, and he's a genius at this. He's a genius at branding. And he want to make sure that you get that word force, because to me, that's a dog whistle and a cold word to let them know if you don't do what I tell you to do, then this word that I'm saying that I'm not going to use, which is i.e. force,
Right.
we will be raining force on you. What do you think about that, Foxy?
I think so too. Like I said, he's not going by anything, in the Constitution. It's what he wants, what he feel like. I can buy anything or I can take anything. I have the power. I'm king, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. You either get on board or you get dealt with.
This sound like the in my opinion, this sound like the damn Godfather movie. Okay,
Yeah.
he sound like the Godfather in my opinion.
Yeah, it sound like the Godfather.
I don't have to use force, but if I want to use force, I can. But I'm not gonna use it. But I can. I got it in my arsenal. And like I said, dog whistle, a veiled threat, in my opinion, but without threatening, without actually making a threat. But it's a veiled threat to the other leaders and to the people in Greenland, in my opinion. And if you guys haven't hit the like button yet, please make sure you hit our like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. And if one of our mods could put the OTR live show, Foxy channel and my channel in the chat, so that if anybody wants to subscribe to the channels, they're more than, we would be more than happy to have you on our channel. Okay, because we are trying to grow our platform.
Right.
Have kept that piece of land, and we didn't. So they have a choice. You can say yes, and we will be very appreciative, or you can say no, and we will remember. And the fact is, no nation or group of nations is in any position to be able to secure Greenland other than the United States. Greenland is a vast, almost entirely uninhabited and undeveloped territory, sitting undefended in a key strategic location between the United States, Russia, and China. That's exactly where it is, right smack in the middle. Wasn't important nearly when we gave it back. When we gave it back, it wasn't the same as it is now. It's not important for any other reason, everyone talks about the minerals. There's so many places. There's no rare earth. No such thing as rare earth.
I'm sorry to keep stopping him, but you heard, just listening to him, you can hear what the damn message is. Oh, they got, nobody cares. It's undeveloped land. So to me, I want to put I want to put a country club in Greenland. I want to use it for real estate, and just like they want to do Gaza, they want to remake everything so that him and his buddies can make money. So let's just, beautify Greenland and put another golf course in, or put ski slopes. Let's put some, because you can't put a golf course in Greenland, but you definitely can put a damn ski slopes up there, right?
Right.
You can put a ski resort up there, and
Wait a
so
minute,
they got.
but it's uninhabited. So if it's nobody there, you don't have nobody to come there.
Yeah, but him and his buddy, Epstein had his own private island, right?
Right.
So they like privacy for some reason. So I feel like they want a private ski resort.
But I'm like,
and they want minerals. And he said he want minerals. He's telling you what he want. It's undeveloped land. So that means I could put some real estate there. They have minerals, so I can extract the minerals from Greenland. And I'm gonna let you tell your point, and we'll finish listening to what else he want. Because what I'm doing is I'm picking out these key code words of what he's saying without saying
that part. Because I'm sitting back, you're saying there's nobody there. But there's a military base. They have 17 military bases there. All of them gone but one. And then you said there's no people there. So you say it's uninhabitable. So how's it uninhabitable when there are people there?
Right.
Come on, man. That's right there. He's talking about that, like, and it's smack dab in between. I'm like, has he looked at the world map to really look at where Greenland is located? China's on the west coast. Russia's on the east coast.
I bet you $5 he probably couldn't even find the United States on a map. I'm just saying,
I'm like, do you know where these countries are located and where Greenland is actually located? Because you're saying it's smack dab in between the two of them. And I'm like, between the two of who? Us?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Continue on.
And another thing, sir, can you study your speech? Can you do a little research and study your speech before you sit up here and make these speeches? Hell, we got to study these shows and get these shows together to try to talk about you. We have to do our homework. Why you can't do your homework? You had plenty of time. You had a 7 or 8 hour trip overseas to Davos. So you had plenty of time to read your script, and don't look like you read that script to me unless you read it and just can't comprehend it. I digress, and I'll let him finish.
Rare processing, but there's so much rare earth. And to get to this rare earth, you got to go through hundreds of feet of ice. That's not the reason we need it. We need it for strategic national security and international security. This enormous unsecured island is actually part of North America, on the northern frontier of the Western Hemisphere. That's our territory. It's the United States alone that can protect this giant mass of land, this giant piece of ice, develop it and improve it and make it so that it's good for Europe and safe for Europe and good for us. And that's the reason I'm seeking immediate negotiations to once again discuss the acquisition of Greenland by the United States, just as we have acquired many other territories throughout our history, as many of the European nations have. They've acquired. There's nothing wrong with it. But this would not be a threat to NATO. This would greatly enhance the security of the entire alliance, the NATO alliance. The United States is treated very unfairly by NATO. I want to tell you that. And when you think about it, nobody can dispute it. We give so much and we get so little in return. And I've been a critic of NATO for many years. And yet I've done more to help NATO than any other president by far, than any other person. You wouldn't have NATO if I didn't get involved in my first term. The United States was paying for virtually 100% of NATO. And I got that stopped. I said, that's not fair.
That's a lie.
But then more importantly, I got NATO.
You want to say something? And we ain't gave, and he ain't did more for NATO than what NATO. You know, NATO started in what 1947 or 9 or 47, I believe. So how he do so much for NATO, and he been in office for, you know, this is 5th year in office, because, you know, he did 4 years the first time. So now we're on year 1 in his second administration. So how the hell you do so much for NATO in 5 years? The hell out of here.
Wait a minute. He said it wasn't no NATO without him. NATO was
wasn't no NATO without him. Yeah.
That's what make me laugh. He said there was no NATO, and then when he keeps talking about they were part of us and they wouldn't be protected unless for us. All of us was working on it. Do you not know that Greenland is in the Atlantic? Between the Atlantic Ocean, between two countries.
Listen, they just told him, he talking about, it's in the northern Atlantic, because his speechwriter wrote that. So, yeah, it's in the north. Yeah, it's in the northern Atlantic. We all knew, everybody know where it said except for you, sir. You the only one surprised about where it said.
Wait a minute. It's in the northern Atlantic. Didn't you just say that Greenland was in between Russia and China? Well, Russia is on the northern side, but China's on the western side of the United States. So how is it they in between? Well, I guess
it don't really matter, because his low educated voters don't care, and they don't know, and they're not trying to find out. And so that's why he like and these are his words, not my words. He like low educated voters, because he don't know what Greenland is, and they don't either, and it don't really matter. As long as you know, King Orange, Agent Orange is in charge, then everything's all right. You know, let's just bow down to everything he say, go along with everything he say, if you can understand what he say, because I'm having a hard time just even following him. He got full sentences, right? When you reading the teleprompter, they're full sentences. In some kind of way, he's chopping up these full sentences and making them phrases instead of sentences. Right. Welcome to my world.
That's what I say when I wake up in the morning. I say, wait a minute, let me go get my coffee, sit down, turn the TV on, and go, what he's going to do today. Every day seems like a soap opera.
And that's what he wants you to do. He wants you off your game. He wants you to look over there and look over here and look everywhere, because, you know, he want to keep the news cycle real busy, because he think everybody done forgot about them Trump files. But, you know, Americans can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can think about the Trump files, and we can also see how you disgracing us in front of the world, and how you making us look so stupid, and how you're isolating us from the world, and how you're bringing our country down, and how you turn us down, and how you done tore up America in 1 year with all the dismantling of all the institutions and all this killings that you and your goons are doing. And so let me let him finish up with this. I guess you can call it a speech.
Okay. Go
to
ahead.
pay 5%, and now they were paying, and now they are paying. So something nobody said was possible. They said we will never go up higher than 2%, but they went to 5%, and now they're paying the 5. They didn't pay the 2, and now they're paying the 5, and they're stronger for it. And they have an excellent, by the way, Secretary General who's possibly in the room. Mark, are you here? Yes, he's here. Hello, Mark. Venezuela has been an amazing place for so many years, but then they went bad with their policies. 20 years ago, it was a great country, and now it's got problems, but we're helping them. And those 50 million barrels, we're going to be splitting up with them, and they'll be making more money than they've made in a long time. Venezuela is going to do fantastically well. We appreciate all of the cooperation we've been giving. We've been giving great cooperation. Once the attack ended, and they said, let's make a deal. More people should do that. But Venezuela is going to make more money in the next 6 months.
He say more people should do that. Greenland, he talking to y'all. He talking to y'all, Greenland. He say more people should do that. More people should be ready to make this damn deal. Okay. And
Right.
you know, it's all the dog whistles for me in this speech.
And all of this in Greenland because he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize the way he wanted it. This
He
is
ain't gonna get
all
Greenland
because
either. He ain't gonna
he
get.
ain't gonna get.
Yeah, he needs to understand. I don't know how you like 79 years old and still think you can get everything you want in life. Make
You
that
can't
make
even hold on,
sense.
and you can't even hold on to the stuff you got. How many times you've been bankrupt 6 times? You done lost one of your casinos. It was blown up all the way down to the ground. There is rubble now in a nice city. The one in Vegas was closed down. I mean, you got places that's closed down in your name. The ones in New York, but you can't even hold on to the ones you got. And now you're out here trying to get some more. Okay, continue
Child,
on,
this is grifter in chief, child.
girl. And then the thing is, he keeps talking about all this money he's getting for the United States. But I have yet to see any of these people that's saying that he's doing such a great job getting any of the money. It seems like every time I turn around, he's spending the money.
Well, his poll numbers is 37% at this point. Anywhere between 37 and 40, and that's being generous.
And I'm like, he hasn't done anything to, I mean, for everything he talks about is other countries. He hasn't said anything about the United States except, well, I'm going to make it, we're going to have some great money and we're going to have this and we're going to have that. But you haven't shown anything in the United States, but you've shown us everything in Venezuela, Iran, Syria, Greenland, Gaza, China, Russia,
Yeah, all in
everywhere.
everybody else's business, and America supposed to be first.
Right. And he kept telling y'all at the beginning of his election and when he became president, he going to make sure America first, everything coming back to America. We're going to make sure people are working and people are unemployed. And then y'all still listening to him. I'm like, what? Okay. I guess you have to wait till it happened to you. You
It
would
look like America is last to me.
we always last.
I'm just saying,
Right?
it look like it's last to me. It don't look like it's first.
We last right now. We're last. I mean, we are absolutely last. Every country, every day he talks is about other countries. He don't say nothing about America. Well, today we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this bill in, or we're going to sign this bill and we're going to do this. But no, well, we're going to go to Greenland. Well, we're going to go over to Venezuela. Well, we're going to Iran. We're going to Syria. You're going to everybody's country but our own.
Cuba. He said, y'all next, Cuba.
Yeah, he's coming after Cuba, Colombia. He's going after all the countries, but he ain't. But what about the
But wait
United
a minute.
States?
What's the funny part is you're going after all of these countries where you're deporting all their people. You're sending them back to their country, but then you're gonna go in there and conquer their country. So if we take over Cuba and we send all the Cubans back to Cuba, but we're gonna Marco Rubio is gonna be the president of Cuba. So wouldn't the Cubans be Americans anyway? So why send them over there if you're gonna conquer their land and they're gonna be part of us anyway?
That part.
So can't they live in Cuba and America if that's the case?
Right. You know, Venezuela, you say you're going to take, you an active president at this time. You say you the active president of Venezuela. And the Venezuelan people saying, well, we didn't know all of that because where you been? You ain't over here.
Well, then we shouldn't deport anybody to Venezuela. If we're going to run Venezuela, then it's going to be ours. And if we're going to run all these other countries, why the hell is we deporting everybody if they part of the country anyway? So it's oxymoron. Make it make sense to me. I'm just saying.
It sounds like that to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna run it and you're saying that they're gonna be part of the United States, then they're already over here. They're already part of us. So how we
Yeah. Why would we send them back over there?
make that make sense?
Unless Grandpa just is dreaming. Grandpa just talking outside of his neck? Because that's what it looked like to me.
Sound like it to
Grandpa
me.
have a dream, not a Martin Luther King dream, a Grandpa dream. Grandpa have a dream, and then he think it's a great idea, and then he come and just tell them, he not tell us, he tweets it. He tweets it out of what we're gonna do. So if you want to know what's going on and what Grandpa thinking, just keep up with his tweets, and there it is. Or just listen to his speech, because like I said, he's telling us exactly why he want Greenland right here in this little speech with this little veiled threat. No, this threat unthreat that he making right here.
Continue on, my dear.
And they've made in the last 20 years. Every major oil company is coming in with us. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing to see. The leadership of the country has been very good. They've been very, very smart. Because of my landslide election victory, the United States avoided the catastrophic energy collapse which befell every European nation that pursued the Green New Scam, perhaps the greatest hoax in history. The Green New Scam, windmills all over the place, destroy your land. Destroy your land. Every time that goes around, you lose $1,000. You're supposed to make money with energy, not lose money. There are windmills all over Europe. There are windmills all over the place, and they are losers. One thing I've noticed is that the more windmills a country has, the more money that country loses and the worse that country is doing. The United Kingdom produces just 1/3 of the total energy from all sources that it did in 1999. Think of that, 1/3. And they're sitting on top of the North Sea, one of the greatest reserves anywhere in the world, but they don't use it. And that's one reason why their energy has reached catastrophically low levels with equally high prices. High prices, very low levels. Think of that, 1/3. And you're sitting on top of the North Sea, and they like to say, well, that's depleted. It's not depleted. It's got 500 years. They haven't even found the oil. The North Sea is incredible. They don't let anybody drill. Environmentally, they don't let them drill. China makes almost all of the windmills. And yet I haven't been able to find any wind farms in China. Did you ever think of that? It's a good way of looking at it. They're smart. China is very smart. They make them. They sell them for a fortune. They sell them to the stupid people that buy them. But they don't use them themselves. They put up a couple of...
That's a lie. China filled up with windmills. The United States got windmills. Everybody got windmills. He's sitting up there talking about windmills as if nobody has them, and as if the world is not really dependent upon windmills. And we're using a combination of both. We're using electric grids, and we're also using windmills. And the reason why we're using these windmills because we're trying to preserve the land. That's basically what the windmill's for, trying to find some clean energy so that your kids and your grandkids can, try to enjoy what's left of the earth. Right.
Right. And also they're doing the windmills because we're having too many earthquakes, too many tsunamis, so they're trying to keep from drilling in the ground because they're messing with the plates and it's shifting the plates in the earth, and it's causing a lot of earthquakes. Normally, look, you on the eastern part don't normally have earthquakes. Now the eastern part of the United States is
Yeah,
having
the South
earthquakes.
too. The South
Right.
too,
So,
with all this fracking and drilling, and that's what's messing
right.
up the land. And oil is coming up again. So it's like you're chasing oil all over the goddamn darn world. And everybody else trying to move to electricity and windmills. Everybody trying to move to electric cars and clean energy, green energy. So really, basically, what he's trying to do is he's trying to dismantle green energy projects and take us back to the old days where you have all these toxins and pollutions in the air. And, probably one of the reasons why everybody have all these immune diseases and why so many people getting cancer now, because we got too many carcinogens and gases, and too much pollution is in the air. So the other presidents had sense enough to know that the earth is messing up. It's too hot. It's too much pollution, and so really everybody is trying to find a different alternative way to live and really preserve the earth, like I said, for the future generations. But he don't care about that. All he care about is oil, money, and the old way of living. And see, that's what happens though when you get somebody too old in office and they don't know about new technology, and they don't want, because old people, they get stuck in their ways. Okay. Once you reach a certain age, it's hard for you to change your mind and your mindset. And that's what we're looking at right here. Even when he was on a campaign trail, he was talking about going, oh, we're going to get clean coal. How they cold don't clean and cold don't even go together. Coal can't be cleaned up. Another oxymoron. That can't even happen. Coal, you can't clean coal up. Okay, you may can prevent people from dying in the mines again. Still. But at the end of the day, the things that he say are so outdated. And he need to get into the 21st century, baby. Okay.
I'm laughing because every time he says something that's oxymoron, I think about him saying, I take all these aspirins. I take a whole bunch of aspirins. I'm like, you do know this thins your blood, right? That makes you bleed. If
I
you
promise
get a cut.
I promise this guy sound like he got dementia for real. He sound like an old demented old person that really needs to be in a nursing home instead of the presidency. But I digress.
Every time you say, I think about the aspirins. I take
Yeah.
about 15 to 30 aspirins. Man,
Yeah.
you'll be OD
Go
if you
no,
take.
yeah, you go OD on Tylenol, fool. Not Tylenol, but regular aspirin. You gonna F around and find out. You gonna OD on aspirin alone, okay?
The first time he said I take 15 to 30 aspirins, I'm like, what you trying to do? Commit suicide?
That part. Okay. But anyway, child.
Okay,
Let's let Pawpaw finish up with his let's let Pawpaw finish up with his speech, child.
Oh, okay.
Big wind farms, but they don't use them. They just put them up to show people what they could look like. They don't spin. They don't do anything.
They don't spin. They
use
don't
the
do
thing called
anything.
coal mostly. But China goes with the coal. They go with oil and gas. They're starting to look at nuclear a little bit.
Sound like you need some oxygen to me.
The United States cares greatly about the people of Europe. We really do.
No, we don't.
I am derived from
I
Europe,
am derived.
Scotland and Germany. 100% Scotland, my mother. 100% German, my father. And we believe deeply in the bonds we share with Europe as a civilization. I want to see it do great. That's why issues like energy, trade, immigration, and economic growth must be central concerns to anyone who wants to see a strong and united West. For national and international security, and to keep our very energetic and dangerous potential enemies at bay, is this land on which we're going to build the greatest golden dome ever built. We're building a golden dome that's going to, just by its very nature, going to be defending Canada.
Sir, we're not into gold anymore. People got marble now. People are into marble, the gray.
Silver.
This fool stuck on gold. He's stuck on gold. He swear everything got to be gold. The whole White House got nothing but gold shit in it right there. A bunch of gold artifacts that he done. Wait a minute. A bunch of gold artifacts he done bought from Mar-a-Lago that he bought back in the 60s and 70s.
Wait a minute. He got that gold plane and it took him 7 times to get here in the United States. He can't even fly it around nowhere because it's too damn heavy.
Yeah.
That's why they were getting rid of it, because they couldn't fly because they kept stopping. so much distance because the plane is too heavy with all the gold. And I'm sitting back,
Girl, he
I
probably got his
cried.
gold dishes on the plane, weighing the damn plane down with all his gold artifacts that he travel around with, so he can just look at them every day.
They said the
But
seats are
anyway,
gold, the toilet
yeah,
is gold,
yeah,
the
everything
counter is
gold.
gold, the
Yeah.
stove is gold, everything gold on the plane, gold on the outside, gold everywhere, and the
Well, I
plane
hope the
is
price
too
of
that.
gold is went up. I wonder have the price of gold went up since dude been in office the first time and this time. I hadn't researched that. I'm gonna look that up. Because he's infatuated with gold, so the price of gold should shoot up. Based on on him buying gold alone, I bet he can bring the price of gold up by himself,
Oh my
just with all the
gracious.
gold shit that he purchases. Okay.
He take it all to go. Remember, he was going to go. He wanted to go in and open up Fort Knox and see what it had, how much gold they had in there, because he was
Hmm.
curious to know how much gold Fort Knox had. And he said, "Wouldn't that be interesting that everybody could go in there and just see how much gold is in Fort Knox?" I'm like,
It's just as
"Oh, that's
interest.
why."
It's just as interesting as it was to inject bleach in your body during the C-19 era. And I digress and let him finish.
Wait a minute. Didn't they say Fort Knox? It said Fort Knox.
And then he gets a
Means
lot
that
of
it's.
freebies from us.
He said, "What?"
He said, "Wouldn't it be nice for us to open up so everybody can see how much gold is in there?" I said, "Why you think they call it Fort Knox, fool?"
Okay. He don't know. He don't know. He just know he like gold. Hell, that's all he know.
By the way, they should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your
The
prime minister yesterday. He wasn't so
prime
grateful.
minister
Emmanuel Macron, I watched him yesterday with those beautiful sunglasses.
with those beautiful sunglasses.
What the hell happened? I said, Emmanuel, you're going to be doubling or tripling? No, no, no. He said, here's the story, Emmanuel. The answer is you're going to do it. You're going to do it fast. And if you don't, I'm putting a 25% tariff on everything that you sell into the United States and a 100% tariff on your wines and champagnes. And that's about 10 times more than what I'm requesting. And you're going to do it. I don't want to go public with it, but you may make me do that. No, no, Donald, I will do it. But homes are built for people, not for corporations. And America will not become a nation of renters. We're not going to do that. That's why I have signed an executive order banning large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. It's just not fair to the public. They're not able to buy a house. We're very much into the world of nuclear energy, and we can have it now at good prices and very, very safe. And we're leading the world in AI by a lot. We're leading China by a lot. I think President Xi respects what we've done, in part because I've allowed these big companies building these massive buildings to build their own electric capacity. They're building their own power plants, which when added up is more than any country anywhere in the world is doing. With Ukraine, Russia, there's tremendous hatred between President Zelensky and President Putin. That's not good. That's not good for settlements. We know from dealing. There's abnormal hatred. With that being said, I think Russia wants to make a deal. I think Ukraine wants to make a deal. And we're going to try getting a deal done. I think, Steve, I think I can say that we're reasonably close. But what happens is oftentimes we'll have a deal with Russia. Russia's set, and President Zelensky will not do it. You saw that when he was in the Oval Office. I was not happy. And then we'll have President Zelensky wants to make a deal, and Putin doesn't want to make the deal. It's a very difficult balance. I believe they're at a point now where they can come together and get a deal done. And if they don't, they're stupid. That goes for both of them. And I know they're not stupid. But if they don't get this done, they are stupid. So I don't want to insult anyone, but you got to get this deal done. Too many people are dying. It's not worth it.
I don't want to insult anyone, but they're stupid. I know they're not stupid, but they're stupid. So which one is it? Please, somebody come get Paw Paw. Please come get Paw Paw off the damn stage. Dang. Paw Paw just making us look bad. I ain't lying. Wait, Paw Paw.
I'm up here crying. This man just he makes me laugh and cry every day.
They need to make a deal. And they stupid. If they don't make a deal, they stupid. I don't think they stupid people. But they be stupid for them not to make a deal. Zelensky don't want to make a deal. Then Putin don't want to make a deal. Oh, but we gotta have a deal. We gotta have a deal.
And
I
think we're
need them
getting
to make a
close.
deal.
I think
Huh?
we're getting close to making the deal. We're
We,
getting
uh-uh.
close to making the deal.
We got a concept of a deal. It's a concept of a deal.
Oh, the concept of the deal is with the Greenland. They already
Now
he's
everything
making
is a concept at this point. Pawpaw ain't got no this. All Pawpaw got his concepts, okay, and dreams. Dreams and concepts is what Pawpaw got going on in his brain. I'm just saying.
he got a concept. He done cut off the insurance. He got a concept for the insurance. They ain't got nobody ain't got no insurance now.
Wait a minute. Did I push him back? I didn't mean to push him. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on a sec.
Oh Lord. The concept the concept is and it's in my head, but y'all don't know it yet.
Right. It's a concept of a deal.
Because
It's
the
a
concept
concept.
is in my head.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a concept of a deal. I hope I didn't push him too far.
oh my God.
Let's see if I got him right.
Here. Hello, Mark. Venezuela has been an amazing place for so many years, but then they went bad with their policies. 20 years ago, it was a great
Go look
country,
forward.
and now it's got problems, but we're helping them. And those 50 million barrels, we're going to be splitting up with them, and they'll be making more money than they've made in a long time. Venezuela is going to do fantastically well. We appreciate all of the
50
cooperation
million
we've been
barrels.
giving. We've been giving great cooperation. Once the attack ended,
Oh, okay,
and they
that's way
said, let's
far.
make a deal.
Okay, let's see. Push him on a little more.
Clear
I'm
a
about
little
tired of
bit,
Pawpaw.
and they're doing just fine. The United States cares greatly about the people of Europe.
Wait a minute. Pawpaw was sitting down. Let's see.
Not fair to the public.
I'm crying.
They're not able to buy a house. We're very much into the world of nuclear energy.
Okay, you can stop it right there. I think we go right there.
Yeah, because I don't want. I think that's enough, and I'm gonna push it back some.
Zelensky will not do it. You saw that when he was.
I think that's enough for Pawpaw. We got his concept of a deal. We got his concept of a thought. And so basically Zelensky don't want to cooperate and Putin don't want to cooperate. And it would be stupid for them not to cooperate, but they're not stupid people.
And then we got a concept of a deal with Greenland, Iceland. Because remember, he don't know which one is which. 1 minute it's Iceland, then it's
Right.
Greenland. So we got So we got to say Greenland/Iceland.
Right. So, child, let's let Pawpaw exit the stage. Let me try to get him off.
Okay.
Cause he working my nerves.
In the Oval Office. I was not happy. And then we'll have President Zelensky wants to make a deal, and Putin doesn't want to make the deal. It's a very difficult balance. I believe they're at a point now where they can come together and get a deal done. And if they don't, they're stupid. That goes for both of them. And I know they're not stupid. But if they don't get this done, they are stupid. So I don't want to insult anyone, but you got to get this deal done. Too many people are dying. It's not worth it.
Not worth it. All right. So now we're gonna be
Kristi Noem.
Hold on. So now we're gonna be this is a FAFO ICE protester. And like I said, this was when Don Lemon got arrested. Well, he didn't get arrested. DHS tried to bring charges against Don Lemon for protesting at this church. I don't know if I agree with Don Lemon with protesting at a church, even though the church that he was protesting at, the guy was a director of ICE. So he did work for DHS, and also he's a preacher too. And I think Don was just trying to call that out. But I don't know if I don't agree with him interrupting this man's service and protesting his service. because people should have the right to worship where they want to worship and who they want to worship with. And I don't feel like that Don Lemon or these protesters was in the right to go and interrupt their service, because I don't think that they would want anybody to interrupt their church service if they attend church. Um, the church and politics are supposed to be separate, even though it's kind of intertwined together, based in the climate that we're in now. But I still feel like Don Lemon was wrong for entering into that church and protesting. What do you think about that, Foxy? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, there's a time and a place for everything. That was not the time for that. Now, if you want to protest outside of the church, that'd be different. But to go inside the church and disrupt the service, I think that was in violation. And like Vaughn says here, where Vaughn says church and state, they're supposed to be, like I said, nobody's paying attention to the Constitution anymore. It's like a free for all right now. Nobody's doing anything that's supposed to be legal. Everybody just doing whatever they want to do, say whatever they want to say, act the way they want to act, and there's no control. Really, there's no control.
Yeah, Papa done brought the worst out of everybody, ain't he?
Yeah, I mean, all out, all out. Disrespecting the churches, disrespecting the police, disrespecting the citizens,
The courts,
the courts.
even Congress, because the Clintons declined to go. They were subpoenaed to go to the House to testify. They said they wasn't going, so now the House is setting up. They asked them to come and testify, so they said they wasn't coming, so they issued a subpoena in a warrant form to come and testify. So even if they come, because Congress just want to do it, the Republicans just want to do it for a show, right?
Right.
So I would show up and I'll do just like what Trump did when he showed up.
Right.
I'm gonna invoke my Fifth Amendment rights.
I plead the
Somebody else
fifth.
did that too. Somebody, I think, I forgot who else did that. But you can still go and just say, you're
I
gonna
plead the
invoke.
fifth.
I plead
I-
the fifth, and I ain't gotta say nothing. So you can just go and make them look like stupid fools, and waste taxpayer time and waste their time, because they ain't doing nothing in Congress anyway. They're not creating no laws. They're not passing no laws. All they doing is fighting each other. And so why not just go up there and plead the fifth? Because that's exactly what I would do.
Hey, I do the same thing. I be pleading the fifth. I plead the fifth.
But
I,
the
I,
Republicans are notorious for having these committee meetings and really, just really grandstanding for the public, really. And it ain't just the Republicans. I feel like the Democrats do the same thing. I think there's a lot of posturing going on in Washington and not enough action on both sides of the aisle. What do you think about that?
I think it's on both sides too. The Democrats is doing the show that they still have power. The Republicans showing the show, but nobody's coming together for the benefit of the country. Nobody has passed the bill yet that will benefit the country. Every bill that's passed is something to deal with overseas or the tariffs. It's everything but the people. And I'm like, I can't understand why nobody's seeing this, that they're not looking out for the American citizens. It's everybody else but us. Like you said, we the last. We the
Yeah,
last
it's
people.
America last, baby.
We ain't
And
first.
no, we ain't first on nothing. And that's on both sides of the damn aisle. Because let me tell you the problem I have with the Democrats. Okay. I don't feel like they're making enough noise of all these constitutional norms that are being violated. I don't think that they're fighting hard enough. And in my opinion, I feel like that they want a lot of this. I don't think that they're okay with what's going on, but I think they're allowing it to happen so that they can position themselves to be to be in charge of the House and the Senate next year, this year. And with everything that's going on, you don't have to do that. You still can speak up and try to fight for the American public, but a lot of them are corporate Democrats. So I'm interested in getting all the old people out of office, and let's put some new blood in there, and let's put some people in there that's going to really work for the people and not for their donors. Because in my opinion, on both sides, everybody working for every man for himself, and every man working for their donors instead of the American public. And
Right.
yeah, the Democrats do. They're not as harsh as the Republicans, because the Republicans really try to stick it to you. They're taking away your health care. They're taking away jobs. They're not creating jobs. They're making sure that everybody lose their job. They're taking away your clean energy. They're not really doing anything to help your everyday life. It's like, and they're taking you down financially. They're making you on the bottom of the totem pole. Meanwhile, they get rich. And so, and that's the name of the game. And it's been working all this time. It's been this has been the game since slavery. Make the If you make a Caucasian person feel, a Caucasian feel like they're better than a black person because they're not black. Meanwhile, they're still struggling. They're still being taken advantage of. And it's not just like, they think um, people on the other side of the aisle that don't agree with Democrats, they think they're better than everybody else. And they think they're doing better than the Democrats or people of color. But in actuality, they're not getting ahead either. It's really a two-tier dynamic that's going on in a two-tier system that I feel like, and this is just my opinion, I feel like the Trump administration is just trying to make two classes. Like I said before, either you're extremely rich or you're extremely poor. And meanwhile, everybody fight each other while we make this mechanism happen. Because what we're looking at right now is really, in my view and in my opinion, this is Project 2025 101 is what we're looking at. This is what's been implemented, and this is the Project 2025 playbook. So nothing should be new to anybody that the way that the things are going in the world today in America.
Sorry about that, everyone. She's having a little technical difficulty at this
Yeah,
time.
I'm just talking. I had no idea that I was on mute. So what was the last thing that you heard me say?
That you were saying, oh shoot, I don't know. I was so busy trying, trying to find out if you was okay. I'm sorry.
Well, basically what I was going to say, basically what I'm
Project
saying,
2025. You were saying Project 2025.
yeah, this is the implementation of Project 2025 is basically what's going on. And so if you did your research and read Project 2025, this is what they're implementing now. And this is and we look at it as a lot of chaos and a lot of things happening in America, but when in actuality, this was the playbook, and they're just trying to play it out now. That's basically what it is.
And the problem is, the person that created it quit. So y'all, that person saw that it was not working. So everybody else still trying to hold on to that little playbook because that's all they have left now. Because everything is going downhill. It's not going the way they plan on going.
Well, no, because Papa can't follow instructions. He got to be in charge of everything. He got to take credit for everything, and he don't know how to follow the playbook. And that's the frustration that Project 2025 is having with him. They're trying to roll out their plan, and he won't even follow their playbook.
Right.
Because he's so busy trying to take credit for everything. Anything that he feel like is good, then he wants that credit for it. And so sometimes that kind of intertwine with the Project 2025 roadmap. And so that's why things ain't working out well for him, because he don't know how to follow the playbook. But let's look at this guy here, this protester, because we're going down a rabbit hole right now. But let's look at this protester here. And he's talking about Kristi Noem.
The bird-legged fucking hoe that she is has said she's coming to arrest us all tonight, for our little protest. And it wasn't even a protest. Let's call it what it was. We went into the house of God and preached the words of God. But, a lot of us are scared. Hell, my wife is terrified for me right now. They're trying to tie all these protests I've done together and label me as some sort of domestic terrorists. Who knows what they're going to do? But it's still white privilege right now. We're experiencing what these Latino people feel every night, the fear that their door is going to get kicked down and they're going to get taken away. So wake the fuck up, America. They're coming for us now. They're coming for the people. Stop ignoring this. It's time to stand up. It's time to organize. It's time to stop having fucking permitted fucking parades. It's time for civil disobedience. Get off your fucking asses now before they come for you. I will not be intimidated by a bird-legged fucking hoe. All power to the people.
A few moments later.
Playing the entire time. So, you know, Pam Bondi, you want to come and arrest me? You want to come and give me charges? So be it. And for all the people giving me death threats, threatening my life, kill me. Go ahead, kill me. Because you know what? As Fred Hampton said, you can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution.
Okay.
Child.
Yeah, you want to arrest me? Come on and arrest me.
And what did they do? They went and arrested him. And it's not funny. It's not funny, but he was just talking all that cash noise. And is he trying to be the Caucasian Fred Hampton? Is this supposed to be the White Panther movement?
White Panther movement. Power to the people.
Power to the people, baby. But that's part of being in a movement. If you're going to be in a movement, you got to understand that you're going to get arrested.
Right.
You could possibly get hurt.
Well,
because you know when you in it, you going against the government or whatever. They got more guns than you got now.
Oh yes, they do, and more powerful guns,
and more people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I just thought that was kind of, I was like, when I saw this clip, I was like, yeah. I was like, he's really preaching and he's really talking. And then I seen the clip where he got arrested. Why I fall out laughing?
You see me laughing. I'm up here crying. I'm like, a few moments later, there he is in handcuffs. Poor baby.
I know, and it's not funny, but he really is trying to give his speech, and he mean all of that, but it's just a way to do everything. And he was one of those protesters that went to that church. So in my opinion, I don't feel too bad for him getting arrested, because you should be able to peacefully protest. I don't feel like you should be interrupting anybody's church service or any type of service with your protest. You can march out in the streets peacefully. You should be able to be on the sidewalks peacefully. Everything you do should be peacefully and not a disruption. So now, was that arrest justified? Because shouldn't he be able to protest? Yes, but I don't feel like he should be able to, interrupt church service. What are your feelings about that?
I don't think he should interrupt church service. Like I said before, church service, you could protest outside. You don't have to go in and disrupt the church service. Now he can protest all he wants to. Like you said, freedom of speech, he can protest. But going into church to protest is not good. That's, you went a little too far now. Protest outside. Let them have their service. If you don't like what they're saying or whatever going on, do it outside. Don't go in there and disrupt. You wouldn't want that done to your church. So don't do it to somebody else's church.
Yeah, those are my feelings exactly. Also, now the next clip that we're going to look at, guys, is a clip of ICE arresting this. Not arresting, but detaining this 5-year-old boy. Now, when I first heard about the clip, the story was that ICE was picking up this little boy to try to catch other family members. Kind of using the little boy for bait. And then they said that the father ran off and left the little boy, but that's not what's really going on here. So I found an updated clip, and maybe they can give us a little bit more insight of why this little boy was detained. So just hold on a second and let me play this clip for you.
More questions are swirling after a Columbia Heights preschooler was taken into ICE custody and flown to Texas with his father. Today, Homeland Security officials said Liam Conejo Ramos's father ran from federal agents, abandoning him. His family refutes that and alleges that agents used him, quote, as bait to try and draw family members from their home. Joe McCoy has new video that sheds some light on what happened.
New video obtained by KARE 11 shows the heated moments as 5-year-old Liam Conejo Ramos and his father, Adrian Alexander Conejos Arias, were detained by ICE in Columbia Heights on Tuesday.
Where's your humanity?
Protesters and ICE agents yelling back and forth about what is taking place.
No, we're not. We're trying to get him with the
The Department of Homeland Security says Liam and his dad are now being held at a federal detention facility in Texas. This afternoon, the family's attorney and Columbia Heights School District leaders pled for the two to be released.
These are not illegal aliens. They came properly, they came legally and are pursuing a legal pathways.
Attorney Mark Prokish says Liam and his dad entered into the U.S. at a port of entry legally in 2024 through the CBP-1 immigration app and are in the process of seeking asylum.
ICE didn't care about the fact that they had those pending claims and then just arrested them.
Today, DHS said Liam's father ran as they approached his car, abandoning Liam. DHS says federal agents made multiple attempts to get the mother inside the home to take custody of Liam and promised her they would not detain her as well. DHS says the mom refused to accept custody of the child, and the father told agents he wanted Liam to stay with him.
The sense of safety in our community and around our schools is shaken, and our hearts are shattered.
Mary Greenland is the school board chair for Columbia Heights Public Schools and was on scene when the two were detained.
There was ample opportunity to be able to safely hand that child off to adults.
DHS says this was a targeted enforcement to detain Arias. We could not find any criminal history or pending charges for him in Minnesota. Liam and his dad are originally from Ecuador. Lauren.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
Okay, so you heard the story, and DHS is saying one thing and the parents are saying something different. Personally, I don't believe DHS, because every time they detain somebody or every time they've unalived somebody, they've told a lie. And you clearly can see what's going on because people are there videotaping everything that they're doing. And so I don't know a parent in this world that love their child is just going to hand their child over to DHS and say, no, I'm not going to take custody of my child. So I feel, even just the excuse that DHS is giving is unbelievable, and it sounds like a lie.
Yeah, it's a lie, because they say you're taking a child. He said, no, we're not taking a child, but yet the child is getting in the vehicle. So what? That's proof right there. You're taking the child. And then he's like, oh, we were trying to give it to the mom and telling her to open the door. No, you were trying to use the child to bait her outside of the door so you could take her too. So this is not. Then you turn around and you wouldn't take the child to social service for them to take custody of the child if the parents didn't. You decided to send the child to Texas. So, you're doing too much. This is getting to a point that it's getting too much. You're involving young children, 4 or 5 years old, that don't even know what's going on.
Right. And using them for bait. And
Right.
At the end of the day, they're not illegal. They were going through the system to try to get legalized. And so, the theme is you're supposed to be going after criminals and pedos and rapists, grapes and people that grape people and criminals and thieves and whatever adjective that that the administration has used to describe these people. And very few people are criminals that they're picking up. They're just picking up everyday citizens, and they're picking up people that's just trying to live their life day to day, trying to go to work, trying to make a way out of no way. And so I don't see how this is helping anybody. I feel like it's all just for show and for Paw to flex his muscles, to make him look good, to prop him up, to make it look like he really enforcing immigration or what have you. And the funny part about it is the South have more immigrants than the North do. So why the hell are you? Why are you in the North? Why are you in Minnesota?
Because
They
it's
don't
a
have
blue
that many.
state.
They don't have that many immigrants in Minnesota. I guarantee you, Florida got 10 times as many immigrants as Minnesota do. But you want to, terrorize Minnesota residents. So
Because
it don't make sense to me.
Because it's Democrat. He's going after the Democrat states, and they're largest. Look like he's going after Maine. Remember, he told that woman he was going after Maine. Now they in Maine, kick it indoors. Now they don't even have a court warrant. They got an administrative warrant justifying the ICE people to kick your door in. If a person
And that's why
lived
Kristi Noem being impeached right today. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's why she getting her paperwork right, getting her paperwork together right now. And I'm inclined to believe that Papa gonna let her go. I
mm-hmm.
don't think Papa is happy with her. And like I said a couple weeks ago, they want Glenn Youngkin in that job because I feel like Glenn Youngkin probably can still get the job done what Papa won't, but not make such a mess of it. Because Kristi Noem she's unhinged and she just don't went, buck wild with this.
And the thing that gets me is you're not even going through the courts anymore to kick in people's doors. It's they're saying the way they got it administrative, they're going to people's doors, knocking on the doors and see if they still there. And you kicking it, and if they don't open the door, they kick the door in, and then they say, "Oh, we were just checking to see if they still live here." You can't keep going to citizens' houses to see if they live there anymore, if they've been gone for a while. That's because you don't have no updated address. That's not cool. He's only going after Democratic states. He's not going after the Republican states, which got more of the immigrants.
Yeah, that's what
Florida,
I just said. That's what I just said. The South got way more
way more.
illegals than Minnesota has.
And you're just going after any Democratic state governor that's going after him or don't like what he's doing. He's going there to terrorize them. He came here to D.C.
Antagonize and terrorize is basically what they're doing. And at the end of the day, how many people have ICE terrorized and shot? So here's a slide right here. Because we don't want to forget these people's names. We got Renee Good, a 37-year-old United States citizen. She was shot and unalive by ICE, an ICE agent in Minnesota on January the 2nd of 2026. We have Keith Porter. He was shot and killed on New Year's Eve, and that's a black man on December the 31st, 2025, at his apartment complex in Northridge, Los Angeles. In a complex in Northridge, and that's in the Los Angeles County, by an off-duty agent. So this dude wasn't even on the job, and he taking people out. And then we got this 37-year-old white man from today, 4 or 5 hours ago, that ICE just shot and killed.
Yes, and we have one of the police chiefs was talking about how their off-duty officers are getting harassed. They're breaking their windows on their vehicles till they find out they're officer, saying that, asking them are they a citizen or not. They're just going up to any random car now. So anybody can be a victim to this ICE thing. And it's not just the immigrants, it's going after anybody because they're officers. They're off-duty officers, and they have their windows broke out. And the chief of police is upset about it. He said, "Now you're going too far. Now you're going after our officers, when they are off duty because they look a certain way."
Right. And that's illegal all within itself. You're not supposed to be asking nobody for no citizenship. Even a police officer stop you. They're not supposed to ask for you. I mean, they can ask for your ID, but you don't have to give it to them if you haven't done anything. You don't have to comply.
And
you don't have to help them with their investigation. So all the things that ICE is doing is totally illegal. And really, retribution day, like Trump talking about retribution, he getting his retribution now. But all these ICE agents that's breaking the law, I feel like they're gonna. I think some paperwork gonna be coming down the pipeline for them also. It's gonna be some retribution going on for them. They're gonna have to pay for these mistakes and for these people that they're following and doing all these illegal orders. I advise them to read the Constitution and read what ICE really do, because ICE is not supposed to be in the public. ICE is supposed to handle immigration policies, not go around detaining people. That's not what ICE do. They catch you at the border. They don't catch you in the city.
No, and they don't have supposedly don't have for what they're saying. If you go to the ICE go to the ICE website, it states in there that they're not here to patrol the streets.
They don't
and
have
they got
jurisdiction in the streets.
nope, and they got to have a jurisdiction in the street. They have not been trained to stop vehicles and search and siege and all that. They was not trained for all that for the streets. And you're messing with the citizens now. It's supposed to be for the immigrants, illegal. They were hired for illegal immigrants. You're detaining American citizens now. This is getting out of hand. These canisters, the other day they had a family coming home from a basketball game. The baby had to be resuscitated because they blew one of them canisters up under their truck, lifted it up off the ground till the airbags came out. And then now you jeopardizing babies and children's lives. And they in their vehicle and they was on their way home. So, it's to a point. I'm glad. I'm not, don't get me wrong. I'm sorry for what they're going through, but it makes me not want to go to any of these Democratic states because you don't know if you're going, go to the store and make it home because of ICE.
That part. And you're absolutely true. I mean that's absolutely true. You just don't know where they're gonna turn up at, what's gonna happen once you get there. And so the next clip that we're gonna look at is I don't know why this thing keep doing this. Let me try to do it from the other side here. The next clip we're gonna be looking at is the clip where I shot this man today. Not yesterday, today. Not last week, today. They shot somebody today. And I'm sorry guys, my finger here it won't go back to where I'm trying to put it at. But yeah, they shot somebody, they shot and took somebody out today, which is crazy. And I don't know when it's gonna all stop.
Video that shed some light on what happened.
Let me see. Let me get rid of her. I just don't know when it's gonna all stop and what's gonna have to happen in order for it to stop. Okay. So here we go. I'm trying to get to the first of it, y'all.
Shows the heated moments as 5-year-old Liam Conejo Ramos and his father, Adrian
Okay, that's Cornelius and his father. The clip that we just watched.
Or pending charges for him in Minnesota. Liam and his dad are originally from Ecuador. Lauren.
All right, thank you, Joe.
And it was another slide on here that I wanted you guys to see. Let me stop it right here. Just to give you guys some background. This is the number of separated shootings, just the deaths, the amount of people that have passed away in the custody of ICE. Now they didn't get shot. They were just in these detention centers that they're putting people in. So far we've had 32 people die in ICE detention centers in 2025, and at least 6 more died in ICE custody in 2026. And there are custody deaths and not shooting. So that means they had these people, detained somewhere, and something happened and these people just passed away. And you're not even hearing those stories. Have you been hearing these type of stories, Foxy? Have you been getting any news on people dying in ICE custody? They're sprinkled in. I've been hearing some sprinkled here and there, but not to the capacity of what we're seeing when they're actually shooting in the public.
Right. They're what it is, this is they're not giving them their medication. People are diabetics or have heart conditions, they're not giving them medications. So of course with those illnesses, they're passing away because they're not getting the medical attention they need.
Oh, they don't qualify for a good old, apparently they don't qualify for our good old medical attention,
And no, they're not getting their medication. They're saying that because they don't have any insurance, they can't get medication. So these people are not getting medication.
Wow. Just wow.
And they have found proof of that. Now they are taking it down because they had put it up on the website and then they took it down off the website. But no, they were not getting their medications. They're not getting food. They're not getting water. They're starving them to death. They're not. They're dehydrating them to death. They're not getting what they really need, and that's why they're stopping people from going into these camps to keep people from seeing actually what's going on.
Yeah, that's why they don't want Congress in there. Remember when Congress trying to go to Alligator Alley in Florida, and they turned them away when they was trying to go check them out in that detention camp. I remember that.
And they had another one that was so bad that I can't remember what state it was, but one of the states that had it, it was so bad. So when they finally allowed them in there, it was better than what they actually saw pictures of from family members. But before then, when his family members showed the pictures to him, they didn't even have toilets. They wasn't giving water. People, you could see their ribs and all that. That's what they was describing. But then when they went back, they had cleaned up a lot, so they allowed them in there to see what they want them to see.
Kind of like when you was working at your job and you knew the inspectors was coming in or whatever, so you cleaned up real good before they come in and do their survey of the area. It's basically what they got done. Yeah,
right, exactly what they did. They cleaned up the area, made the people, when they came in, they had food in the kitchen and all this stuff. But prior to
propaganda,
right. But then just as soon as the people leave, they don't get no more food, they don't get no medication, don't get nothing. So
back
it's showing
to
it like
back to Nazism.
Right. So it's so basically telling them, we give you medicine. See, we giving them medication. See, we giving them food. See, we giving them water. We giving them this. And just as soon as the people leave, they ain't getting none of that again.
And everybody know what's going on. Everybody know this administration is all about smoke and mirrors, and that's why they call this the Gestapo. Because they are acting like Nazi Germany. The only thing we haven't done is put everybody in one facility and throw the smoke things on them.
Well, you got to remember, he was trying to open up Alcatraz. He was trying to open up island where they had prisoners before. He had to take them off. That's why he sent them away. He's trying to open up all these places so he can detain people, inhumane. So, long thing in the United States, I don't care what happened to him. But then you turn around and say, go take the president, talking about you trying to help the people there so they can be in better conditions. But you ain't even helping the people that's here in the United States be in better conditions.
Well, we shouldn't be surprised, though, because in his campaign, he told us it was going to be some bloodshed. It wasn't going to be pretty. It was going to have to be ugly. And doggone it, he meant it.
Yep.
Okay.
What he said in his campaign, some of it might not have been able to come true, but a lot of it is. And right now,
look like everything come true to me.
Now he's talking about some bloodshed. Well, look at NATO. They done got their troops already in Greenland. Say bring it on. So so that looked like.
Because you never know when this guy is serious. You never know when he's gonna just wake up at 2:00 in the morning and decide, oh, we need to we need to fire a missile in Greenland. You never know what's gonna, when he wake up, what's gonna be on his deranged mind, in my opinion.
Right. And it's got to a point now that it's just everything is out of hand. There's no no structure to nothing that's being done. People just running amok and doing whatever they want to do. Well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. We're going to say this and we're going to say that. We're going to do this. It's no structure. There's nothing structure. And then I'm like, I haven't seen nothing that the farmers have got. I haven't seen anybody get jobs. It's things that you say it on camera, but when we bring the facts to you that you posted on your websites, it's not adding up. You're saying that the job market is high, but on your website you said the job market is low.
So which one is it, huh?
Right. Which one is it? It's an oxymoron.
Is it high or is it not?
It's good. And it's 1,000, and he gets on my nerve. No, hundreds. If he say hundreds of thousands one more time, I'm gonna scream. It's hundreds and thousands. It's 100,000. It's hundreds and millions and hundreds and thousands. Hundreds of what?
He don't have a clue. He don't have a clue.
Everything is hundred.
If you don't have a
if
teleprompter,
everybody
he has
ever
no clue.
listen to him, if you ever listen to him, I want people to sit back and watch all his lives. It's a hundreds of thousands or it's a hundreds of millions. It's a hundreds of thousands and a hundreds of millions. There's no accurate number. It's always a hundreds and thousands or hundreds and millions. And I'm like, okay, hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions. Is it 200,000?
But when you're in a cult, you can say what you want to say. But when you're a cult leader, it's whatever the leaders say is what's true. So it don't have to be true, okay? Because when you're in a cult, you just follow the leader. You don't care about what the leader, if it's right or wrong or in between. You just go with what the leaders say.
Right, and I like Sean 9703 said, right, he wakes up and decides, take them over. He has no sense and dudes realize the domino effects of what he's doing. He doesn't realize the domino effects that he done. Okay, you don't went down there to the president. Okay, what happens after you got the president here in Venezuela?
Yeah,
and you said you're the temporary okay, first you say he's going to send.
Well, we'll talk about the president in just a second. Yeah, because you're jumping ahead of us now. Let's talk about this other guy that got shot today, and then we'll segue into the Maduro.
Yeah, this is sad today.
It really is, but it's another one. Another one bite the dust. Hey, basically.
Right.
And let's listen to what they got to say. This is the Minnesota police chief.
This video is graphic. Let me show you what we've got.
They're doing too much, man, and they keep pushing people,
Oh yeah, this the shooting.
What you hear at the end of that appear to be gunshots. Senator Tina Smith has just posted another catastrophic shooting in Minneapolis by federal agents. We're gathering more information, but ICE must leave now so Minneapolis Police Department can secure the scene and do their job. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty has posted, we're aware of reports of a federal agent having shot an individual in Minneapolis this morning. We are working with the BCA to coordinate a state response. Senator Amy Klobuchar has tweeted, there's been another shooting involving federal agents in Minneapolis. I'm working to get more information. I will update as soon as possible. To the Trump administration and the Republicans in Congress who have stood silent, get ICE out of our state now. I'm going to just grab the tweet from Tim Walz as well, who has said that he has spoken with the president and that ICE needs to get out of the state now. Alex Tabbitt was pointing out that typically after a shooting like this, they want to get law enforcement in. Okay, so let's just listen in. Something's going on here.
Back up! Hey!
You're seeing somebody being dragged away there. The shots you are hearing, you saw shots and then you immediately saw this tear gas. That is tear gas. That's not pepper spray. You're also, the loud sound suggests that it could be a combination of tear gas or flashbang grenades. You are seeing photographers. You're seeing officers tell people to get out of the way. Now you see, look right in front of you. Look at those are all officers with their weapons raised. We do not know whether that's those are live fire weapons or tear gas, but you are hearing tear gas and flashbangs go off. I want to stay with this scene. You are watching this is going on in Minneapolis right now, about an hour and a bit.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it for right now. This is basically what he wants to happen in every city. He wants everybody to be unhinged like this. He wants all this chaos going on, because in a minute, guess what's gonna happen? Martial law will be launched.
Yeah, this is, I would, when I first saw it, and you brought it up to me, and I first saw it, I started crying. I'm like, this is getting to a point that how far is going to go before somebody else, these are civilians that's getting shot now. And, it's just like a free for all. It's no, like I said, they broke that line. The people were yelling, you crossed the line. We over here, you come over here, cross the line. You're crossing the line, but then you telling us to get back. We are really back. You come over to us, and you can see them actually go over to them. They standing on the other side of that tape, and you go over on their side. So you want this war. You want this to start because they are peaceful. You want to make it unpeaceful, and this is getting unnecessary to a point. I'm just afraid that it's going to be more unalive than it is now. Because it's getting unhinged. It's getting really unhinged.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna have some casualties out of this. And unfortunately, some more people gonna lose their lives. Now, one thing I want to, one thing I have been seeing though, yeah, you can protest, but I have been seeing some of the protesters, and I'll have to be honest about it. In my opinion, some of them are antagonizing ICE. If these people are going to, unalive you, they're capable of shooting you with pepper balls or tear gas or whatever it is that they're using. Why antagonize them? Why can't you just march and protest in peace? And I know, you have to fight, but it's a way to fight. It's a way to protest. It's a way to get your point across without going, because a lot of these people are going up to ICE. They are getting up in their face and screaming at them or whatever. And I just don't see the point in that. And it's not that I'm trying to chicken out or trying to tell people that they shouldn't be, using their First Amendment rights and and not using their constitutional rights with marching and all of that. But I feel like, you definitely shouldn't antagonize them, because you know what the consequence can be.
Right. Because you saw, remember in our last show, we saw where the ICE agents say, have y'all learned what happened to the last person? So
Right.
they're telling you, we will unalive you and care less about it. You will.
But this don't even look like America though, do it? It look like
No.
it really look like it's a war zone in Minnesota at this point. At this point in time, this looked like an actual war zone that's going on at this point in time.
It looked like a third world country in one city. This is a third world country. And, this is, getting really out of hand. It's getting really out of hand where you snatching people out of the car, breaking people with, and, like I was saying, if you watch the videos now, every time they go up to a person's car, if they don't unlock the door because they're afraid of you, you break the window out, open the door, and just snatch them out anyway. That's not legal. Even the police officers don't do that. They keep tapping on the window, asking you to roll the window down. But you're just going up to random cars and doing that, breaking people windows out and snatching them out. I'm like, come on now.
Yeah, they are ruling by, I don't even know how to describe it, but because they're not rulers, and they're not supposed to be, in the cities like this. So it's like they're doing the most, and it's like, you do what we tell you to do, or you're not gonna be here, and basically that's the attitude that the ICE agents have. Y'all do what we say do, because we're in charge now. Like,
Right.
It's a new sheriff in charge, and it's us.
Right. And then you see on their website, they tell you how you can apply. You can have all kind of criminal records. This is what gets me. You're out here to try to get rid of the criminals. Help me make this make sense. You're supposed to be getting rid of the criminals that's out here that's illegal, but yet you're criminals, and you out here trying to make it make sense. I'm sorry, I'm not understanding.
Right.
Criminals against criminals.
That work for a criminal.
Right.
Okay. Let's not forget that either.
They can have felonies, you can have misdemeanors, you could be on drugs. Look, they even saying you could be on drugs and it's okay.
After a
Think
reported
about these
shooting, which we
people.
just showed you video of.
Hold on.
Let's just listen in. Protesters and the ICE officers that or ICE or CBP officers, again, it's impossible to tell, and I'm sorry for that, but if ICE and CBP would actually wear uniforms, we would be able to tell you who they are. There are uniformed police in the area. Where they may be Minneapolis State Police, they may be Minneapolis Police Department or Minnesota State Police. But at this point, there seems to be some ongoing confrontation between ICE officers and protesters. This is tear gas you're looking at. We did see the officers. Look at this. This guy has his gun out of his holster. We did see ICE officers or CBP officers with pepper spray in their hands. This is not pepper spray. We have heard explosions. Those are most likely tear gas or flashbang grenades. Flashbang grenades are very, very loud, very bright images that are meant to sort of blind you and sort of take your hearing away for a few moments. They can be very, very dangerous. They can damage your hearing and sight permanently. But when you heard the shooting, you immediately saw smoke, which suggests that that's tear gas. You heard people coughing, which again suggests that it's tear gas. This confrontation is clearly not under control. It's not over. Again, these do not appear to be Minneapolis police or Minnesota State Police. These appear to be federal officers. Most of them are masked. Some of them have gas masks. Some of them have long guns on them. One we just saw moments ago pull out his handgun and then holster it again. And we are seeing these interactions go on. Alex Tabbitt is on the other side of this. The way they've done this is they've split the scene. So if you're on one side of it, you're some distance from the other side of it, and it does look like ICE is having trouble getting control of the scene, which is not atypical because this isn't actually what they're trained to do under any circumstances. Remember, this is Immigration and Customs Enforcement. This is not their work. And they seem to be having great difficulty getting this under control. They have protesters who are out there screaming for them to get out of Minneapolis. And by the way, that is a view that is shared by Minneapolis police, by Minnesota state officials, by Tim Walz, who has said, I've just spoken with the White House after another horrific shooting by federal agents this morning. Minnesota has had it. This is sickening. The president must end this operation, pull the thousands of violent, untrained officers out of Minnesota. Now, I've read you posts from Senator Amy Klobuchar, from Senator Tina Smith, from the Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty. This is a developing situation. We're going to stay on this now for a little while.
It's like Call of Duty. So cool, huh?
Wow.
If they kick it, you take the shot.
Yeah, they just shooting like they're in the war zone.
Wait, you didn't hear him say this is like Call of Duty? This is cool.
Yeah.
Did y'all just hear him say this is like the game called
It just blows that way. Fucking idiots.
They said this is like the game Call of Duty. This is cool.
Look at that.
They're bragging about
nothing.
having fun with this.
Gotta go. I'm trying to help you out. Go.
Control, easy.
Okay, look like they kind of got some order going on, huh?
Yeah. But I'm still disturbed by that statement he made a while ago. I have played the Call of Duty with my son. This is not a game. This is like the game Call of Duty. You know, it's cool. This is what that guy just said. Hey man, this is like the Call of Duty. This is cool, man. Keep shooting.
He's not gonna feel that way when it's time for him to pay the piper, though.
But that bothered me, that one statement that the ICE guy said. This is like the game Call of Duty. It is cool. Keep shooting. This is what they think this is all about, is a game. This is not a game. These are people's lives.
They know this is not a game, but they're treating it as one, though. But they know exactly what this is, and this is not a game. And they understand that, and they feel like, you know, because they're in Minnesota, it's a Democratic state, they can just do what they want to do and rain all this terror on people or what have you. But I don't know why Minnesota I thought they were going to send their National Guard out. Where's their National Guards?
Well, I heard that was a problem too, because of the jurisdiction. They had the state, the city, the county, the National Guard, and them, and it's
why are we worried about following laws? They're not following laws, so do what you got to do.
That would be my way of doing it, but you know,
my way also, because it's listen, it's survival of the fittest at this point. Because you're not following laws, so why should the state have to follow laws? If you're going to come in and infiltrate our state, unalive our people, rain terror on our people, throw tear gas on our people, do everything you want to do to our people, why the hell should we have to follow laws? Why should we be concerned about that? And the whole thing about it, I guess, it's DHS against the National Guard, and the National Guard actually have people that's in charge of them, that's in the military, so they have to follow the orders of the military, which Pawpaw is the head of.
Right.
So I don't know how much effort and how much they could help out, because it's all intertwined together.
Right. And this is what I like about Sean 9703. He said, ICE agents don't even be in the streets here. I work with ICE agents, and they only did raids and paperwork. They're not trained for the streets. The mask protects them for now. Once it's over, charges coming. You're right, Sean. That is what's going to happen. Charges are coming because they're hiring anybody, Sean, and that's the problem. They're hiring anybody.
Yeah. Well, Shan is absolutely right. She knows about law enforcement, and she they just and just like Mata is saying, they just don't care. Some people just don't care, and they don't care about the human race at all. And I don't know why West Cruz is on this channel and want to continue to stay over here and listen to this, because this person hasn't been on board with what we said. You black, we Hispanic, and you ought to be outraged more than we are. Okay,
right?
And we don't want you next to us fighting for us. And while you're talking about us, West Cruz, you may want to watch out, because you may be next, ma'am or sir, whichever one you are. And that's part of the problem. You're part of the reason why we're having to deal with what we dealing with now if you voted that way. And so I guess you don't mind your own people getting terrorized and unalived. You know, how heartless can you be? How heartless
And you
can you
keep saying
be about
you
your own
black.
people? Yeah,
Wait a minute, you
and it
keep
don't
saying
matter.
you
It
black.
color ain't got nothing to do with this. This don't have nothing to do with ethnicity, color, or anything. This is about right and what's wrong.
Right, and you
yes,
keep saying you blacks. We ain't even out there with you. We ain't the ones out there.
right. We're just talking about it. And at the
Right,
end of
we
the
ain't-
day, I've been saying that, you know, us as black people don't really need to be out there protesting, and we don't need to be, you know, this is not our fight. We didn't start it, so we shouldn't have to end it. But at the end of the day, this really is going to be about America against the Gestapo. And in a minute, everybody gonna have to get on board. Everybody gonna have to pick a side and look like everybody gonna have to fight together.
Right. Look at that black family. They coming home from a basketball game and they was targeted and they weren't even, you know, so come on. You can't say, you know, it's just one-sided. They was on their way home. They was, you know, they put a pipe bomb underneath them and tried to make them get out of the car, had their guns drawn on them. The man was scared to move because of what happened with the lady. So he's sitting there, they got their hands up. Next thing they know, they going up in the air, the car going up in the air, coming down. The baby is almost dying. They got to do CPR on the baby, a 6-month-old baby. And y'all sitting back talking about, we out there fighting for you. That man wasn't even fighting for you. He was sitting in his car going home. So, West Cruz, we ain't out there fighting for you. You don't see none of us out there with you.
And we dropped the link for you too, in case you want to come up and talk about it.
Right.
Okay. So let's finish up with Allie, and shout out to MS Now for this news clip.
Okay, I've got new news now. The police chief, the Minnesota police chief, has told the Minneapolis Star Tribune that the person who was shot has died. Another officer involved shooting, federal agent shooting in Minneapolis, in which someone has died. We do not know what led to that shooting. We did show you video, which I will show you again in a few moments. It's just we have a pretty dynamic situation here, so I want to just stay on it. You've got federal officers and protesters facing off. The federal officers, you can see various images of them. Some of them have long guns. Many of those long guns that you saw being shot are canister weapons. In other words, they've got tear gas in them or flashbangs. You can see pepper spray. Okay, now police are moving toward the crowd.
Okay, thank you. All right, you don't need to push me. All right, get back. All right, hey. Hey, get back. Good. You don't need to push me. Okay? Okay.
That's the weapon I'm describing. That's a canister of some sort. Typically, it's tear gas. You can see there's a lot of tear gas in the environment right now. The federal officers have now all put on masks. A little while ago, just a few of them had masks on. Now they're all masked. Watch this one here, preparing to fire a canister. You can fire one canister out of those weapons at a time, then you have to reload. So you'll notice that when they shoot them, they immediately reload. It's a windy day. So the gas is blowing back on the officers, but they are all masked. So they're unaffected by it. There is a tape, and generally speaking, in a crowd control or law enforcement situation, the tape is the barrier beyond which you're not supposed to go. But now we've seen the federal officers crossing the tape and pushing people further than that, which is generally speaking not an infringement on the law if you're not interfering with an enforcement operation. We don't know what happened here. We do have video, and again, I will show it to you. It is terribly graphic, in which you see some sort of a scuffle involving federal officers and someone, and then you hear multiple shots. You can see it. Someone has been shot. That person who has been shot, according to the Minneapolis police chief, has died. So this is the second time now in a few weeks in which someone has been shot involving federal officers. Once again, these federal officers that you see in front of you, you can generally tell they're federal officers because these days the proof is in the negative. They don't have badges to indicate who they are. You saw people holding up their cameras and recording and asking these people, what's your name and badge number, and not getting a response. There you go. That's a tear gas canister that was fired. Most of these officers, this is a tear gas gun.
Now that guy that walked through the crowd a minute ago, that wasn't no tear gas. That was an assault weapon. So they still got assault weapons walking around with them too. I saw the clip. That was an assault weapon. That was not a tear gas gun.
All right. And probably the weapon that could have possibly, I don't know for sure, but it could have possibly unalived that person. So I just want to, we talked about Maduro a while ago about why he haven't, why he haven't even been talked about. And so I think I pulled another clip. I think this is the same clip. I kind of put one in between just to kind of break it up a little bit. But I think they're getting ready to show us how and when he was, shot by ICE. So let it continue to play.
The time, then you have to reload. So you'll notice that when they shoot them, they immediately reload. It's a windy day, so the gas is blowing back on the officers, but they are all masked, so they're unaffected by it. There is a tape, and generally speaking, in a crowd control or law enforcement situation, the tape is the barrier beyond which you're not supposed to go. But now we've seen the federal officers crossing the tape and pushing people further than that, which is generally speaking not an infringement on the law if you're not interfering with an enforcement operation. We don't know what happened here. We do have video, and again, I will show it to you. It is terribly graphic, in which you see some sort of a scuffle involving federal officers and someone, and then you hear multiple shots. You can see it. Someone has been shot. That person who has been shot, according to the Minneapolis police chief, has died. So this is the second time now in a few weeks in which someone has been shot involving federal officers. Once again, these federal officers that you see in front of you, you can generally tell they're federal officers because these days the proof is in the negative. They don't have badges to indicate who they are. You saw people holding up their cameras and recording and asking these people, what's your name and badge number, and not getting a response. There you go. That's a tear gas canister that was fired. Most of these officers, this is a tear gas gun.
Okay. I don't know why I keep showing that. Hold on a second. Let me try to push it up.
I bring Renee back. True justice would.
Okay, that's the impeachment trials. But I thought they was going to show us the actual shooting. Maybe I clipped it out because I didn't really want to be too graphic today to actually show it. But you really can go to MS Now and find the clip of where they actually unalived this person that got shot today, which was a 37-year-old Caucasian male. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he was shot. I'm assuming that he was a protester and, possibly could have gotten in ICE's face. And that's the one thing that I disagree with. I don't think you should encounter ICE like that, with them being as dangerous and unhinged as they are. And apparently they got the orders to shoot to kill. Do you feel that way? Are those the orders that you feel like they're operating under, Foxy?
Well, yeah, because if you saw, I saw it from another angle, not the angle you just showed, but there was another angle from the side, and the guy was by a car in the street, but he wasn't all the way in the street. He was like by a car in the street, like and he was standing there yelling at them, and they pepper sprayed him and the lady, pepper sprayed them. So, and made him back up. And he was still trying to clean his eyes out. And that's when they attacked him. 6 of them attacked him at one time. And then a couple of more came out. And it one guy, one lady. They pepper sprayed
Do you have that clip with
she
you?
Was trying.
Because I can share it on the screen if you have that clip with you. I really didn't want to share it, but
well, you don't have to, we don't have to share it now. We can do it at another time.
Y'all just check out the news yourself, because I really don't want to see another person get unalive. It's really too graphic, and
it's really graphic, and you can actually see the gentleman walking up, ICE agent walking up with a gun. So
I saw the clip because they had him all surrounded, and then you see him knock him on the ground, and then you see the officer, he kind of like some feet away from him. You remember, he was kind of away from him, and he had a long gun, and he shot him like 3 times.
Right. They
They
hit him.
You already had him on the ground, so why did you kill him? I don't understand that.
They had him on the ground. They hit him. They kicked him. They pepper sprayed him. Beat him up real bad. The man was laying there, and then they underlined him. Just shot him 3 times. The man is already on the ground. They moved away so that he could shoot him. This is what got me. They moved away so he could shoot him. I guess, make sure he can't, testify against them or say anything against what they were doing to him. So if he's not alive, he can't talk.
We got the video.
Remember he's a terrorist, a domestic terrorist. If you notice, every shooting is the person that
but you
is
said,
a citizen.
You said so he can't testify against them. What I'm saying is, we don't need his testimony. We got the video. We're looking right at it.
Right, but in their little warped brains, you got to think about their warped brains. If he's not alive, he can't say anything, and they're not thinking about their cameras everywhere that we're going to see it. And the lady standing right up there against the wall looking at you do this. They're looking at you do this. Then y'all want to come back later and show a gun in the car, saying that's where you found the gun. Well, you said the gun was on him. Now you're saying it's in the car. Help me make up your mind. Where was the gun?
They planted it. They found it because he was a gun owner. So it's not against the law. Remember your Second Amendment rights that everybody be crying about. That Obama was gonna take your Second Amendment of rights away, and lo and behold, Paw is actually taking your Second Amendment rights away.
Yep, because
so Sharon said they are definitely operating under those instructions because this is too many unalivings. And she said DHS said they were acting in self-defense. Of course, CNN keeps showing it. And remember, not passing the George Floyd Act give them the right to unalive when feeling threatened. For police officers, Shan, not DHS though. Operative word, feeling, not being. Exactly. And you said I haven't. Sherry said she haven't looked at it. It breaks her heart. And she just can't believe this is happening in the United States. How many more people have to be unalive before this BS ends? Sherry, I would love to know that. I would love to know that answer, sweetie, because I'm tired of watching it also. And I have to keep up with this news, and I really be having to watch all of this mess. And after you watch it so much, it kind of gets to you, and it's like, I really think they want us to get numb to it, just like they want us numb to the low education that the president have, and the way he speak, and the way he don't know a lot of stuff. They want you to be numb to the facts, be numb to the truth, make so much chaos go on to where you can't keep up with what's going on, because every day is something, and look like ICE is helping to support that narrative.
If you want to see the what I saw that I was describing from the side, go to Associated Press, and they will show that version of that side. When I say the side view, so you can see all of that. Not what we see, what you showed, but from the side view.
Well, what we were seeing was the aftermath of it. That's why you had all of this chaos going on, because the people were mad that they just unalived the person. So yeah, that's why you seen all. That's what we just got through watching, all of the aftermath of this man being unalived. And if
this
y'all
is
want us
right.
to, if y'all want us to pull the clip, y'all can put that in the chat, and we'll put. And I'll just, I'll endure it. But we'll pull the clip, and I can have Foxy look the clip up and pull it, and we definitely can share it if you guys really just want to see it. He said CNN just showed it again. He didn't even. She said he didn't even have Paw in him when he got unalived.
Right.
The pow. She said he didn't even have a gun on him when he got unalived. No, he didn't. He didn't.
It was in the car.
Right. They showed a picture of it in the car on the seat.
Right. So that was just, how much more are these people, like you said, how many more people got to be unalived before we get enough is enough?
I don't know, sis. I don't know. And you see, his supporters are still on board with this.
Yeah, they say ICE good, ICE is this, but see, they're going to be supporters because it's not happening to them. But if it was happening to them, they wouldn't be all on here all happy. They'd be upset too, because y'all happy that somebody is losing their life because they're protesting, and these people just going out here unaliving them, and it's okay. They're shooting people with rubber bullets and all this stuff. It's okay. They're standing where they need to stand to protest, have a peaceful protest. It's okay. So what y'all really want people to be unalive before you realize, wait a minute, hold up, this ain't too cool now, or it starts affecting your city or your town or your area, then you're going, wait a minute, this is not what we asked for. And it's sad that it has to happen to you before you realize.
I don't know though, Foxy. So far, based on people that's just been in our chat, they okay with it. They've been on board with it. Look like so far. Right. They're still holding it up. They're still and this is, I just went ahead and found the clip, but they're still upholding all of this, in my opinion. Right. So apparently they don't mind. Apparently his supporters are still on board, and they don't mind yet. They don't.
They don't mind. They don't mind if that person is unalive. They don't mind if people are getting tear gas. They don't mind if they did that to that black family with their vehicle go up in the air because they come home from. They don't mind it because it's not affecting them. They sit in their little cozy houses, going to wherever they want to go and come back home.
On their keyboards, infiltrating everybody's chat that's talking about it, trying to defend and uphold this crap. But let me let you guys see from the angle that Foxy was talking about.
No, that's not the angle.
That's not the angle?
While you go ahead and talk, I'm going to find it.
Okay, well then find it for me then, because let me stop sharing that. Plus, this one got a lot of music to it anyway. So, it's showing it on the side. The angle that I just saw, it's showing it on the side. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's gonna hit home, and people are not gonna be happy about that. Once it hit home, it's gonna start hitting some of the MAGA supporters. And no, ICE is not in the South like they are in Minnesota, like in forces and in numbers. But you can best believe they're here in the South in some of these cities. Some of these cities do have ICE. It's not as chaotic. It's done like a little bit on the low and quietly done, but they're still rounding people up in Texas and in Florida and in Louisiana, but they're doing it on a more what I want to say, decent. I guess I could say decent and halfway order, halfway decency and halfway in order. But nevertheless, they're still doing it, but they're not doing it in the mass that they're doing it like they're doing it in the Democratic states. And so I don't know what the next state is going to be. I guess Maine will be next, because that's what was mentioned from this Trump administration. Click it where it can go full mask on the bottom down there, Foxy. Click it on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
so to
ready?
show all of it. Yeah, go ahead and show it.
That's it. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, well, those friends. Let's go around.
And shout out to the Associated Press for letting us use this clip.
Yes. Okay.
Where is
That's
it at?
all. That's all for that one. It was just showing that.
Or did you have another one where it was actually
Wait a
showing
minute.
it? Because you
Yeah, I
can't
was trying
really
to get it where I
see.
could-
I know it's hard to try to find these clips, you know, once you start to show up and you're trying to find the
Right.
actual clip and you don't have it loaded up. So,
Yeah, it's only it only showed that much of the clip from the side that he's backing up. You know, he's got a mic in his, you know, one of those puffy, those little hand mics in his
Mhm.
hand. So you know, he's not got a gun aiming them. They backing him up, and they were pepper spraying. There was a woman in the background that was standing back there, and they pepper sprayed her and him before they attacked you. You saw how many got out for just them two. All those ICE agents got out.
I
This is
will
what
be
gets me. It's
impeaching
like 6
Homeland
to 8 of them
Mm-hmm.
for 1 or 2 people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's always like that. It's always they need 20 people for one person. That's how competent they are, you know. But nevertheless, now this is a clip of a representative, Rosales is reading her impeachment statement because now Kristi Noem is getting ready to be impeached, and they're getting ready to set up her impeachment. This is her speech of the reasons why Kristi Noem should be impeached. But listen to this lady's voice. This lady sounds like she smoked Black and Miles all day long. I'm just saying.
Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Secretary Noem has violated the Constitution, and she needs to be held accountable for terrorizing our communities.
She
Operation
needs to
Midway
be.
Blitz has torn apart the Chicagoland area. President Trump declared war on Chicago, and then he brought violence and destruction to our city and our suburbs in the form of immigration enforcement. In my district, federal agents rappelled down from Black Hawk helicopters and burst into an apartment building in the South Shore area. They dragged U.S. citizens and non-citizens alike out of their beds in the middle of the night. They claimed the apartment was infiltrated by members of a Venezuelan gang. I don't understand this president's obsession with Venezuela, but they did not arrest a single member from that gang. I visited that apartment building and saw firsthand the destruction those agents left. Doors to people's homes or apartments were kicked down. Belongings, including little kids' toys, were strewn about in the hallway. That raid and so many others shook our community, not just immigrants, but everyone. Now Secretary Noem has brought her reign of terror to Minneapolis after she left Charlotte and Raleigh. We have all seen what happened. An ICE officer shot and killed Renee Nicole Good in cold blood. Without knowing any of the facts or an investigation, Secretary Noem lied about what happened. She called her beloved 37-year-old mom a domestic terrorist. Secretary Noem and her rogue agents are the ones terrorizing our communities, and she is breaking the law to do so. I will hold her accountable, and I'm filing 3 articles of impeachment against Secretary Noem. Number 1, obstruction of Congress. Secretary Noem has denied me and other members of Congress oversight of ICE detention facilities. It is our constitutional duty to find out what's happening in these centers where people are reportedly being treated like less than animals. 2, violation of public trust. Secretary Noem directed ICE agents to arrest people without warrants, use tear gas against citizens, and ignore due process. She claims she's taken murderers and rapists off our streets, but none of the 614 people arrested during Operation Midway Blitz has been charged or convicted of murder or rape. 3, self-dealing. Secretary Noem has abused her power for personal benefit, she steered a federal contract to a new firm run by a friend, her friend. Her propaganda campaign to recruit ICE agents cost taxpayers $200 million. She made a video that turned the South Shore raid into something that looked more like a movie trailer. But make no mistake, this is not a movie. This is real life, and real people are being hurt and killed. I really have to wonder who are the people behind the mask. These DHS agents have no identifying factor. From all their botched raids and officer-involved shootings, I have to ask, what is their training like? What is the vetting? Is Secretary Noem recruiting January 6th insurrectionists? I was one of the last members of Congress to escape the House gallery on January 6th. I remember hiding on my hands and knees and running through the hallways to a safe room. Insurrectionists are not fit to serve as law enforcement. I realize that impeachment of Secretary Noem does not bring Renee back. True justice would be Renee alive today, at home with her family. Impeachment doesn't bring back the 4 other people killed by immigration officers this year, including a man in Chicago. We could not bring them back to their loved ones. What we can do, though, is impeach Secretary Noem, hold her accountable, let her know the public is watching. In this country, we do not kill people in cold blood without consequences. These are not policy disagreements. These are violations of her oath of office, and she must answer for her impeachable actions.
Did you hear the amount that they spending on these ISIS people? This is y'all, these people that's enforcing this is y'all money. This is your tax dollars. Right. I'm like, are you listening? This is your tax dollars. This is where your tax dollars are going. Y'all talking about worry about the people on welfare and all this stuff. Look at what these ICE agents are getting money. They're living off of you.
Obstruction of Congress, violation of public trust, self-dealing. So, the grift keeps going on and on and on and on. The terror and the grift, are the main benefactors of the reason why we're doing what we're doing. And guess who money they spending doing all of this?
Right. And then they said that they coming down off of black ops helicopters and breaking into people's windows. They showed a window where the people went, they broke it out going in. Right. I'm like, come on, you acting like like
they in a real war zone. Why the hell would you need a Black Hawk?
Right. I'm like, and then come to find out, none of the people any of the gang are in Venezuela.
Well, you just heard what she said. Nobody that they arrested has been in a gang. Nobody.
Right. Nobody. And I'm like, how far do but hey, they already said they got this administrative warrants that they can just kick your door in if you say they don't live here. And
keyword administrative warrant.
Right. Not a court order warrant.
And an administrative warrant. And remember, when Bush wanted to listen to everybody, remember when he was trying to get Bin Laden and he wanted to listen to everybody. Remember how many how he had to go through the court system and through the federal system just to get a subpoena, get a warrant just to even be able to listen in on the American public. And what system have she went through to do what she's doing? Nothing. To even administer a warrant. She haven't went to that judge and asked any judge for a warrant or anything.
Well, when they was talking to her, want to question her, and she got up and left in the middle. Well, she didn't even leave at the middle. They say she left at the beginning of the meeting. They was having a meeting to question her about all of this, because for the impeachment. And she
Congress, right? You're talking about Congress, right?
Right.
The same Congress that's upset because Beagle and Hillary Clinton didn't come in and testify.
Right. And she got up and walked out and left her people there. And they said, well, she left early. We was trying to they keep asking her questions. They keep sending her letters. They keep sending her emails. They keep telling her to come in. Then when she come in, she gets up because she don't want to deal with it. Just walk out. So yeah, when that day happened, when she get impeached and it's done, I'm going to sing that favorite song. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye.
Well, it's all about power versus the people. That's basically what this is. It's power. The government against the people is basically where we at this point.
Right. And it's right now, it's just like I said, we are a third world country right now.
We're not a third world country, but we're
ain't gotta worry
operating
about
like
other
one.
countries.
Yeah, we're operating like a third world country.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Under this incompetent administration.
It's just it's just sad. And then we got our Democrats are not fighting for us strong enough. I'm like this: if Republicans got a no holds bar, then y'all should have a no holds bar too.
Exactly. I feel the same way. And I know two wrongs don't make it right, but sometimes you just can't bring no knife to no gunfight. Sometimes you got to get down and play just as dirty as they play, and then go back to business as usual. Now, at the end of the day, even if all of this subside and calm down, and even after all of this terror that he's raining on America, right? Once all of this is over with, do you know how long it's gonna take America it's gonna take at least 2 to 3 decades in order for America to get back on track. After 250 years, we're being pushed back at least 2 to 3 decades, in my opinion.
My opinion too. And then it's going to take about 2 to 3 decades to get the other countries to trust us again, if they even trust us.
Right.
Because he's not been flip-flopping on everything. He's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. He make an agreement with it, then he go back on the agreement. So they don't even trust him. None of the countries trust him anymore because he don't stay, unless it's coming to terror. Now, if it's something that's gonna harm them, he stay on point with that. But when it comes to something that's not going to cause any harm or any terror, then he don't know, he reneges on it. So nobody has made an agreement with. If you notice, he keeps saying, "We made an agreement with this people," but you have not shown us or told us any agreement with anybody. You just finished coming from what it was, the Davos.
Even with Greenland, when he was in Davos, he didn't get Greenland. What he did was he tacoed out and he backed out. And when they interviewed him on the news, he got a concept of an idea of a plan. Just like he had a concept of a plan of healthcare, now he got a concept. It's a concept of a deal to get Greenland, which means we're gonna keep doing the same thing that we've always done in Greenland, and that's just have our army bases there. We already do that anyway.
We ain't got but one. There was 17. Now we ain't got but one army base there. One base.
And that's the one that's gonna stay. Ain't no more coming. There ain't no more. And if anything, they're gonna be leaving because NATO came together and they let homeboy know, let Pawpaw know, FAFO if you want to with Greenland. Basically, is what the bottom line is. Okay?
Well, when he first came back, before he went on his little day off to rest, when he first came back, he said, I had made an agreement with Greenland and I made it Denmark. And both of them said, no, he haven't. We haven't talked to him.
Right.
No,
that's what I said. He said he had a concept of a deal because he was lying because he didn't get nothing. All he did was got embarrassed.
And I'm like, how far do y'all want to go with him embarrassing us before you realize in your little warped brains that he's embarrassing the whole United States?
Oh, but they don't see it that way. They see it. They call it winning. But anyway, guys, this wraps up the show for today. And we would like to thank everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed the videos and the commentary that we provided for you today. And your support means everything to us because without you, it wouldn't be us. And please make sure that you subscribe to the OTR Live, to the OTR Media show. Subscribe to Foxy 2, Roxy 3, and I Said What I Said channels. Because, like I said, we are trying to grow. We hope you've enjoyed the show. And Foxy, do you have any last words you want to say to the public?
No, I just hope that everybody, if you don't believe what we're saying or you feel that what we're saying is not accurate, do your own research. And, it's out there for you to learn. It's out there for you to see just like us. So if you feel there's anything that we have said on our live today, you can always do your own research and find out for yourself. But, you know, we try to come as accurate as we can. We try to show proof of everything we say. So you won't, you know, but if you feel that we have not come accurate, then you do your own research. But thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, like she said, you know, like, comment, and subscribe. And also for our replay people, thank you for coming and doing the replay of our show. And if your first time, like, subscribe, and comment.
All right. Well, good night, everybody, and thank you for coming out.
Yeah,
good night.
You know what time it is. No scripts, no filters, no fear. We said what we said and meant that. Off the record, yeah, we keep it real. No filter shit, we say what we feel. Politics, stories, truth on display. Come on, we talk that talk in our own way. Off the record, minion the guy, let's go. Foxy 2 Roxy 3, she go hard.
I swear on everything that is exactly what he said right here in the studio.
That is the funniest thing I have heard all week.
So hard, busy with the facts she never missed. I said what I said, that's the twist. Off the record, come and catch the vibe. Where real ones talk and the truth survive. Late night truth, we don't just speak. We pull the roots from what they keep. From pain to progress, we light the flame. No spin, no script, we call it by name. Minion bring the vision, Foxy bring the flame. Lizzie drop a seat, it'll never be the same. Never. I said what I said, say it loud, no shame. We taking truth global, remember the name. No apologies, no disguise.